Well, hello there. It's Tuesday and I'm doing my little vlog, Tuesday vlog. And as always, please like, please subscribe. You can join the channel if you want and give it a thumbs up. Give it a really good thumbs up. Let's get me out there. Yeah. I don't normally beg, but yeah, please give it a like if you can, just to make me more popular. Really. Anyway, so look, getting on with the vlog. I went and had my dressing changed. I hadn't had it changed since Friday, so I had it changed yesterday, and blimey, it still makes me feel sick looking at my foot. It's absolutely gory. It's like a piece of gammon that's been carved through. Yeah, not very nice. You can see all the everything in there. It's just disgusting. It makes me feel ill. So I will not put a photograph up. If anyone wants to see it, send me an email and I'll put a photograph in the reply. Yeah, isn't it absolutely gorgeous out here in this garden? I haven't got my watch on, so I don't know what time it is, but I think roughly it's about 11:30. So I'll find out later what the time is. No, it's not. It's half 3, is it? Something like that. Anyway, I forget the time. The time just blurs into one, really. Same as the days, really. Yeah, but I'm bearing up. A bit anxious about the future, about getting some money. I'll stop getting paid soon because that's the way the contract goes, and I don't know about. I really haven't got a clue about getting anything else, any other benefits that I may or may not be entitled to. I probably won't be entitled to anything. But yeah, that's the way it goes. Anyway, so we went down to the old people's daycare centre. Yeah, you got it, garden centre. We went down there yesterday afternoon, and we had a coffee in there, and I bought a couple of plants for the garden. Hopefully, when the weather gets nice, Sarah and I we had to go out in the garden and do a bit of work. I don't think I'll be able to do any strimming, simply because I haven't got a protective footwear that I can put on my bad foot at the moment. So Sarah will have to do all that. And of course we've got, like I say, I've got these 2 new plants to put in pots, and hopefully they'll come out into flower. One of them says it will flower in April, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's got a few buds on it now, so I'm really looking forward to that. And of course it will bring in the insects as well. We were watching the garden just now, in our lavender bush. If you watched my videos last year, you would have seen all the bees hovering around it, or the different varieties of bees. Well, this morning, wasn't early this morning. Sorry, I tell a lie. It was yesterday morning. As you can tell, I'm still a bit skew-whiff with all these antibiotics I've been on. They really have knocked me for 6, really. Yeah. So yesterday morning, Sarah was out looking at the garden as I was off getting my foot done, and she was saying that there was some blue tits and the bullfinch in the garden, and they were picking off the straggly strands from the lavender bush. So I don't know if it's nest building time. So that will be good. One of the things we're going to have to watch out for is the cats in the garden. If we do get any birds breeding in the garden, although our trees are very spindly, so the cats won't be able to climb up. It's just the fact that that there will be baby birds in the garden. I don't want to get them eaten by cats. I've tried all sorts of cat scarers to get rid of ultrasonic things that's supposed to make a beeping noise, and that just doesn't do anything. They get used to it after a while, I suppose. Somebody else has suggested you put lion poo around your garden. Well, I don't know any lions, and I don't really think I want lion poo around my garden. The other thing will be to get a dog. Yeah, one way of keeping cats out of your garden is to get a dog. Not that our dog was trained to. What's going on over there? Not that our dogs were trained to chase cats, but they just seemed to be territorial. Didn't want invaders in his plot of land, as it were. So that's what we're thinking about doing, is getting another dog. If things go the way I think they're going to go, we might be getting a dog pretty soon. So we'll see. Anyway, moving on to the next one. The flowers in the garden are coming up nicely. We've got some some looks like daisies down there, but they're really big. And we've got some other flowers coming up in the dog's bed. I don't know. You can see the crocuses have died, and these white things are coming up now. Of course, there's not much light coming down for the strawberry down there, so we'll look forward to having that. Because the strawberry bush, it wouldn't stay in its pot. It just didn't like it in there. It sent out runners, and the runners have gone around the garden. So we do get maybe 20 or 30 strawberries from the plants that we got. And last year we got a second crop of strawberries because the weather was so nice. The climate was so mild that we actually got a second crop of strawberries. Absolutely gobsmacked. But yeah, we do hear stories about that in York, where they used to have 2 crops during the summer for the harvest, for the wheat and the corn and stuff like that. You used to get 2 crops of those, and especially like the things like strawberries. Yeah, the flower, I don't know if you can see behind me over there, we've got right there is a plum tree. Now, there's someone at the door, hold on. As I was saying about the plum bush behind us, that's actually got blossom on it now. And most years, all the blossoms has gone before the insects have got there to pollinate the plant. Now, Sarah used to get, years and years and years and years ago, she used to get a crop of plums off that tree. But the last 5 or 6 years, there just hasn't been any. If they are, they're withered and dwarfed, and they're not very pleasant anyway. But hopefully, now that if things turn pleasant between now and the summer, we should get a nice at least one or two viable plums off the tree. And of course, our little apple tree, we're trying to get rid of that little apple tree. It blocks out so much light from the bottom of the garden, and that part of the garden is really just a wasteland. We got rid of most of the stuff last year, which hasn't grown back too much, but we do need to sort that part of the garden out, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to doing that now that my foot's done in. Anyway, moving swiftly on, as we always do. What else was happening? Oh yeah, I'll go back down to the hospital again tomorrow to get my foot dressed a second time this week, and I'm going to ask about whether they can reduce the size of the dressing so I can put my shoe back on, my normal shoe. That will be a good test of me getting better, wouldn't it? It would be really nice if we could do that. But anyway, right, that's it. Yeah. Well, what else? I know there's lots of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I'll probably save that for another one. So in this half, I've gone up to a 1 minute 45. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, I probably want to do a couple of videos on starting your own YouTube channel. As I mentioned briefly the other day, a friend of mine, his wife takes lots of lovely photographs and videos of them out in walks. Now, that's how I really started off, really, was doing bike rides and out walking and taking the dog out for a walk. Very much enjoyable, and some people did find it quite appealing. And especially, I did have a couple of agoraphobics that used to follow me because they used to like it in seeing the outside world, but not leaving the comfort of their own living room. As well as I had a few truck drivers who said they like to see the countryside because they were stuck in a lorry all day long trucking, and they don't really get to see what's either side of them. So it is nice to see someone walking down the country path and have a look at plants and stuff. So I do plan on doing that. If I need to get out walking a bit more, simply because of for my foot, the sake of my foot. Really need to get that working, get that repaired, get the skin. The only thing is that they haven't put any. I would have thought they would have put a graft over my foot, over the wound, but they haven't. They said it will close up on its own. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Well, what are you going to do on a Tuesday? What are you going to do tomorrow? It's Wednesday midweek, isn't it? I've got no plan whatsoever. Sarah's working all day, so if the weather's like this tomorrow, I'm going to get my drone out and go down to the local church and try and do one for YouTube. Really, I did one for myself not so long ago, and that was quite successful. But my wife was pictured in it as well, so I don't really want to put that out until I never said it was going to go on YouTube, so I won't put it on YouTube. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing, maybe if it's nice, going to do a bit of drone footage tomorrow after I've been to the hospital, and then take it from there, see what happens, see how good my drone flights are for YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, so that's about it. Then I'm going to call it quits while I'm ahead, and I'm going to sit in this sun until Sarah comes in. It won't be too long. She'll be here soon. And I'll see you all in the next one. See you then. Bye then.